Hi everyone, my name is Ava Brannon and this is my commemorative speech assignment. Okay, this is my audience for my speech for my girlfriends, and they're going to be listening today. Okay, so let's get started. To most people, the word babysitting is just something small. It's a simple and easy way to make money and just a quick job. But to me, babysitting has never just been a job. I started when I was in 7th grade and I began caring for 2 young children. At the time, I was trying to figure out who I was as a person while also learning to care for kids. What I didn't realize at the time is that they were shaping who I was becoming as much as I was caring for them. My favorite moments from watching these kids, one of them has been picking them up from school. It might seem like something small, but to me it has a lot of meaning. I'd walk in and they would drop their backpacks and run to me and jump to me and give me the biggest hug. I'd look at their faces, full of surprise with the biggest smiles. In that moment, I realized that this was something special. I wasn't just someone who watched them or cared for them, but I was also someone that they felt safe with and that they were very excited to see. What went from 2 kids soon became 3. There's Madeline. I held her in the first few days of her being born, and she was so small that she fit perfectly into my arms. I remember being so scared to move because I was so worried that I was going to do something wrong. Over time, I watched all of her monumental moments, from her taking her first steps, from her learning to say her first full sentences, which was crazy to me, and I watched her grow a personality full of fierceness and overall an amazing, bright, fun little girl. But it wasn't always picture perfect. There was one time when I went to tuck the kids in for bed, just like any other night. I turned off the lights, turned on the sound machine, and closed the door and said goodnight. I walked into the kitchen, sat down to do my homework when I, a few minutes later, heard a knock at the front door from the outside. Very confused, I went to open the door and I see Harry, the middle child, standing there laughing after I just tucked him into bed. He had decided to avoid bedtime that night, that he was going to unlock his window and escape and run around the house until he decided it was time to come back inside. In that moment, I had 2 choices: to either panic or to laugh. And in complete honesty, I did both. But watching these kids grow up is something that I could never change. It's been the most amazing experience. And through that, I learned lessons like patience, but real patience when a kid decides to turn bedtime into an escape mission. I learned calmness when one of them falls and looks at me like I have all the answers, when really I never did. And most importantly, how to be someone's comfort person when they needed someone to hold them when they didn't feel good, or if they couldn't reach the juice boxes, so I had to grab it for them, or even just in the small moments like laughing together or doing fun activities together. I learned how to be responsible and reliable, and most importantly, selfless, as I had to learn to put someone else's needs above my own. Through this, I realized that impact does not need to be loud. I don't need to get any special medals or awards. I was receiving praise through small, little, tiny voices. And that is something that I wouldn't trade for anything. And that's why I commemorate babysitting. Okay, bye.